By the time the National Bureau of Economic Research officially declares a recession, the recession is usually almost over. The data is 6 to 9 months old by then. The people declaring it work in Cambridge. They don't shop at the grocery store you shop at. They don't pay the rent you pay. If you make $80,000 a year, your experience of a recession bears almost no resemblance to the technical definition. Your recession started a year before the announcement. Your recession is still happening years after the announcement says it ended. Today, the official definition of recession is on trial. 7 specific lies the economic establishment tells about recession. By the end of this video, you're going to understand why every recession feels personal and why the data keeps insisting things are fine when nothing in your life is fine. Sit down. Court is in session. Welcome to Capital Court. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not on television. I don't work for a research institute. I'm the same person you are, watching the same data and noticing the same gap between what it says and what we live. If you want to understand the system that runs your financial life, hit subscribe. New case every single day. Now, the defendant, the economic establishment that defines, measures, and reports on the American economy. 7 lies. Let's begin. Exhibit A. Lie number 1. A recession is 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth. This used to be the rule of thumb. It is no longer the official definition in the United States. The NBER, which is the official arbiter, defines recession as a significant decline in economic activity spread across the economy, lasting more than a few months. That definition is squishy by design. It lets the committee declare recessions when the data supports them and avoid declarations when it doesn't. In 2022, GDP shrank for 2 consecutive quarters. The NBER declined to call it a recession. The official position was that other indicators didn't support it. Whether that was the right call or not, the definition is now subject to expert judgment, not a fixed rule. Which means whether you are in a recession depends on what a small group of economists decides to call it. The verdict on Exhibit A, guilty. Exhibit B, lie number 2. The economy is doing well because GDP is growing. GDP measures the dollar value of all goods and services produced. It does not measure how that value is distributed. If $100 of new value gets created and 99 of those dollars go to one household and $1 goes to the other 99 households, GDP grew by $100 and called it good. This is roughly what's happened over the last 40 years. Real GDP per capita has roughly doubled. Real median wages have grown by about 10 to 15%. The bulk of GDP growth went to capital owners. The labor share of national income has been declining since 1975. GDP can grow while most households feel poorer because GDP measures the total. Your household measures your slice. The verdict on Exhibit B, guilty. Exhibit C, lie number 3. Inflation is back under control. The economy is normalizing. Inflation rate, the year-over-year change in prices, has come down from peak. Yes, but prices themselves have not come down. They've stopped climbing as fast. Your grocery bill in 2025 is roughly 25% higher than in 2020. Your rent is up roughly 30%. Your insurance premiums are up significantly. The fact that they're rising at 3% instead of 9% does not undo the cumulative 25%. The economy normalizing means inflation is back to its preferred rate of increase. It does not mean prices are back to their previous level. They never will be. The wealth that was extracted during the high inflation period is permanent. The verdict on Exhibit C, guilty. Exhibit D, lie number 4. Unemployment is low, so workers are doing well. The headline unemployment rate is the U3 measure. It counts people actively looking for work in the last 4 weeks. It does not count people who have given up. It does not count people working part-time who want full-time work. It does not count people working below their qualifications because they couldn't find appropriate roles. The U6 measure, which includes those groups, is typically about double the U3 number. Even that doesn't capture the workers in unstable gig economy positions or the freelancers between contracts. Beyond the count, the quality of jobs matters. The economy added millions of jobs during the recovery. Many of those jobs were in lower-paying service sectors. The displacement from higher-paying sectors during a downturn often becomes permanent. The person who lost a $50,000 office job in 2009 and took a $30,000 retail job to survive is counted as employed. The income gap is real and ongoing. The verdict on Exhibit D guilty. Exhibit E. Lie number 5. Wages are finally rising faster than inflation. This started becoming true in 2023. Nominal wages outpaced the rate of inflation. The economy was supposedly tilting toward workers again. The story missed two things. First, real wages were below their 2019 level for several years before the catch-up began. The gain is mostly making up for previous losses, not building new ground. Second, the gains are concentrated in specific sectors and demographics, not evenly distributed. A median worker in a middle-income job has barely caught up to where they were before the pandemic in real terms. That's after years of being behind. Calling that a wage gain is technically true and practically meaningless. The verdict on Exhibit E, guilty. Exhibit F, lie number 6. The recession is over because the economic indicators say so. The lagging indicators that define recession lag reality by 6 to 18 months. Employment, GDP, industrial production, these trail the actual economic experience by quarters. The leading indicators that might signal earlier are subject to heavy revision and competing interpretations. By the time the official numbers can confirm a recession ended, real households have either adapted to the new normal or been crushed by it. What you feel in your monthly bills is the only indicator that matters to you. The official definitions are useful for academic analysis and policy debate. They are not designed to describe your experience. The verdict on Exhibit F, guilty. Exhibit G. Lie number 7. The next recession will be different because we've learned from the last one. After every recession, the response is to bail out the institutions that caused it, transfer the losses to taxpayers, and quietly let asset prices recover. The recovery enriches the people who own assets. The cost falls on the people who don't. Each cycle's prevention measures are designed to prevent the previous cycle's specific failure mode. They are not designed to prevent the next cycle's different failure mode. The Glass-Steagall replacement after 2008 prevented certain kinds of bank mortgage combinations. It did not prevent shadow banking risks, which is what nearly broke the system in 2020. The pattern repeats because the people designing the system are insulated from its failures. They get paid by the institutions that benefit from the cycle. They are not paid to prevent recessions for working families. They are paid to manage them. The verdict on Exhibit G, guilty. So what does all of this mean? The official economic narrative is a different reality from your lived one. Both are real. The official one measures aggregate flows of money in the economy. The lived one measures your household's ability to pay bills, save for retirement, and afford a basic life. For most of American history, these two realities tracked each other. From roughly 1945 to 1975, when the economy grew, most households grew with it. Since the mid-1970s, these have decoupled. The economy can grow while you feel poor. This isn't an accident. It's the policy outcome of 40 years of choices that favored capital over labor, finance over manufacturing, asset prices over wages. Each choice was defensible on its own. The cumulative effect is the gap between the two realities. You weren't supposed to notice the gap. The official definitions were supposed to keep you trusting that things were fine even when they weren't. The verdict of this court: the official definition of recession is a measurement tool for academics and policymakers. It is not a measurement of your household's financial reality. The two have drifted apart by design. Your experience is the real data. Now you know. If this changed something for you, hit subscribe. New case every day. Tomorrow we put your savings account on trial. Inflation is quietly eating it even when you don't notice. While the official numbers tell one story, here's a tool that helps you track yours. In the description below, you'll find a budgeting platform that shows you the actual flow of your money in one place. Affiliate link. Use it if you want to support the channel. Court is adjourned. See you tomorrow.